Wait, she looks like... Is that Escoffier?
Escoffier's back? Yes! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up, I don't think I would have noticed.
But, please, you have to forgive me or Chef is gonna... Okay, I know. I'll kneel before you.
What the heck?
Get up, Monica! Can't you see that you're just making your customer feel more awkward?
Escoffier?
If you want forgiveness, then do what any self-respecting chef would do. Make the dish again. And this time, get it right. You cannot go begging your customers to feel sorry for you.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake. But if I can't go back into the kitchen, I can't do the dish over.
That's some backwards logic. How can you fix your mistake without being allowed to cook? If this is what Fermat had to put up with, then no wonder he had a breakdown.
We apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared out of nowhere and started apologizing. Gave me a bit of a fright, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's because Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw me out of the kitchen.
Gosh, that's pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here. I gotta say, you're all looking a little worse for wear these days.
I mean, Escoffier was strict too, but I think the difference is that her criticism was more constructive, so you knew what you did wrong and how to improve, and we all knew that it came from a good place. But these days, whenever... And it's only gotten worse since word got...
Monica, you don't need to call me chef.
Yeah, but through no fault of your own, that banquet was a...
Lumaline? What's that?
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute, produced from an extract of the Lumitoile. Apparently it sharpens the senses, so they used it to treat people with impaired responses to stimuli.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer since it stimulates the taste buds. Makes things pretty addictive.
They also found that overuse can have mood-altering effects, and even lead to nerve damage. So it quickly ended up on the guard's list of controlled substances. Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive had already made it to the market by the time the guards banned it from the restaurant industry.
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients by mistake. But you took all the blame. We all know why. You just didn't want to see this turn into a place where tensions are constantly running high. Because everyone's suspicious, and now look at you.
What are you trying to say?
Oh,
Monica, I'm fair. Besides, at the end of the...
If only Savannah...
I'm sorry? Do you have a problem with my conduct as head chef? So you...
What happened to you, Savannah?
You made me the head You're not the
Whoa. Sounds like...
My God, have you grown a temper since I last saw you? Have you put even half...
That's none of your...
What happened to...
Ho ho! I was not expecting to see something this spicy as soon as Escoffier returned.
Huh? Fan Asian?
Aye, miladies. Might I make a humble suggestion? Given that we have ourselves a tête-à-tête between chefs at the Hôtel de Bord, I dare say it would be de rigueur to settle this the traditional way.
the traditional way? That can only mean one thing.
That's right. I'm talking, of course, about the tradition established by Modeste himself. The cooking contest!
According to legend, the founders of Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all of their disputes. Everything from petty arguments over next week's the cooking contest would decide.
Huh.
Ah, well, it might sound that way to us. And indeed, the
Reintroduction?
What say you, Escoffier?
Sure, I reinstated it, but I'm not a chef at Hotel de Boer anymore. Isn't this bending the rules a little?
I see no issue as long as both sides agree to the terms. We could simply...
Exhibition. If we're going to battle it out, let's put it all on the line.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
But if you lose,
What? The Codex?
Only the legendary handbook written by the original head chef Modeste. It contains all his secret recipes. It's the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary world.
Present and former.
What do you want that old thing for?
don't take. I want your copy.
I'm sorry,
Stop trying to change the topic. What's wrong, Escoffier? Scared you're gonna lose to me? Or
Savannah, you...
Oh, I'm sure it won't be an issue. And as for the contest itself, let's make it a bake-off. Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the codex. Well,
All right then. Let's see how much. I hope you surprise me.
Believe me, I'll show you.
Escoffier, are you sure this is a good idea? You accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine. Let's head back to the Fleuve Cendres so I can get prepping.
So, this whole bake-off thing kind of came out of nowhere. Was it really sensible to just go along with it?
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back. But we chefs always express ourselves in our cooking. So if she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what's really going on with her.
Huh? Holding back? Sure didn't sound that way to Paimon.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same way. Always closed off, never letting you know what she really thinks.
That's patently false.
Okay.
Oh, that? Well, back in the day, for instance, so rare was the ingredient. Modeste and Savelli went on, especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius.
Ah, Paimon's heard this kind of...
What? No, of course not. Anyway, never mind. And that was it. Even then, it's still...
Oh! So the Codex really isn't all that, then?
Yes, well, that's fiction.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de...
Wait, really?
It did, but like I said, it's so reimagination. As for why we gave it the same...
Oh! Huh.
Hey now, it might not be the original Gâteau de Boer. Just think, if the original
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef...
Could it be...
Well, it was clearly precious enough to give to Escoffier as maybe from her...
you think...
What?
Who knows? It means besting her in this bake-off. However much she's changed since we worked...
Well,
let's not... Now, if I had to...
Well, that's easy.
Well, I have heard the
Oh, count me in, even if it means competing against the traveler. I've always called it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh, Navia. The difference in your case is that mise en place is chopping stuff up without sending juices flying all over the kitchen. Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straight. A kind of special food. This isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment, so that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me give you a demonstration instead.
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. Paimon's never used anything this weird before. Cool! Not weird.
The device isn't cold enough yet. I need to reduce the temperature. And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our ingredients. I processed all the fruit you chopped up earlier.
Wow! Even the smell is so much more...
Absolutely not! I'll demonstrate again. Slowly and carefully. Not a drop too much, and not a drop too little. That didn't count. And voila! Now it's your turn. Not terrible, considering this was everyone's first, but the Traveler's work was surprisingly good. That goes without saying. Still, alright, now for the part I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something. That's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the... How's it going? Look at that! With the grace of a snow-winged goose, as I like to say. Now, let the grating commence.
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or anything, but Paimon's a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to la food.
6 points.
What? Oh, well, fair enough. Paimon doesn't cook all that often, so as long as it's a pass.
That's 6 out of 100.
What?
You say you're a connoisseur, but it's quite clear from this dish that you have far more experience. By that logic, I suppose you think listening to Lady Farina on repeat every day would make you an opera singer.
Aww.
Me next. I'll have you know that this batch of macaroni...
So you went from...
Aw.
Now to the final dish.
So,
This is our last hope.
8 points. Not exactly. The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation. I have to give this one a point.
What? How did you pull that off?
Don't get me wrong. There's room for improvement. But still, this is clearly the work of an accomplished chef. I can really...
Hey, you made the...
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square. I guess you'll be taking the Traveler as one of your assistants then?
But if it takes 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe...
Chef Escoffier,
Oh, it's Hilaire. What brings you here?
I heard the news.
And you...
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet. It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
Firma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, no, I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you
Yeah, I was gonna say the same.
don't, the fact is, I'm a
Firma, have you...
I have n- Huh? That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
What do you call this, Firma?
I...
Do it again! Again! Again!
I...
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen,
Dad, what's wrong?
I don't understand. I was feeling so much better, and then I...
Dad, talk to me.
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Monica, when...
Probably because... But anyway, I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing every order, you were the only person who...
Oh, come on.
she sounds like the worst.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no...
What is this? It looks like a dog.
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
Every time you remake it, you...
Either straighten yourself out.
So now, it's...
Oh, man.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of making another mistake.
How can you give up so easily, Firma? You weren't a quitter when you were working for me. And even under Savannah, you talk about working late into the night trying to perfect your dishes. That says to me that you still hadn't lost that determination to prove yourself. What changed?
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier, and maybe Savannah was right.
Dad.
I will win this contest, and
But what if...
even if I had to go it alone...
Oh, well, Paimon and Nadia will still...
And so will I.
Yeah! And if worse comes...
Actually, I thought maybe I...
What? Why didn't you say so?
I was going to, but then...
You do this for us?
All right, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah?
I know, but it's all... I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm...
Wow! Paimon didn't think we...
Great. Then it's Spina sponsored. Oh,
Yeah! Feast! Feast!
all right. If you insist, then prepare for some of the finest. That's not a bad idea.
That was a dream.
So, this is what Chef... So, this is what... So, this is what Chef... So, this is what... So, this is what... So, this is... So, this is what Chef...
Why, Savannah? Why? Oh, nothing. I was just flicking through the original codex. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. But I can't find anything. The copy I gave her not only has all the... Yeah, maybe. Still, we were. She was a little shy, but those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause Fiamat. Well, and the idea that she... Yes, with his good... The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Bourg and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. Unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks, and with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions, people started gossiping about Savelli. Everything came to an one rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of... Unlikely. Still, beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. And that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her up. Really? Well... let's hope that Savannah isn't... let's hope that Savannah isn't...
It's cooking contest day! To the Hotel de Bourg!
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking contest.
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the Hotel de Bourg and to this most exciting of cooking contests.
Savannah, I brought the original copy of the codex you asked for.
Monica? Huh.
In the interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted in a double-blind format. Once the dishes are complete, they will be sent to the back of the kitchen where they'll each receive a label. The labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed after the judges have sampled them and reached a final verdict. This is to ensure that no one will know which dish is made by which contestant.
As one of the judges, I promise to...
When my meal...
Both contestants have taken their positions. Then, without further ado, let the Hotel de Bourg cooking contest commence!
Monica, even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavoring, right?
Alphonse, Gaspar, get to work! Do not disappoint me.
Looks like our two head chefs are raring to go. Like an oven on full blast, this competition is quickly heating up.
Recipe, no problem. Yeah. A dash of frosting. Huh. That should be enough flavoring. Now hurry up and balance the flavors.
Come on, Escoffier! Come on, traveler!
Yeah. Rah. Gah. Zah. A little amuse-bouche. Huh.
Alphonse! What are you playing at? Not how I taught you to do it! Stop working around and do it again!
Yes, chef!
Oh, tension in the ranks on Team Savannah. Will this slow their progress?
For goodness sake, Savannah, what are you doing? Oh, get it. I've got to focus on my own dish.
So, what do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Ja.
Escoffier is already on the final step of the recipe. Let's check on Savannah's progress.
I think this flavor profile is still a little bit off.
Enough! Oh, useless! Both of you, make like an egg and beat it! Oh.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg. Deuce on the loose. That was perfect! We were like a flock of snowing geese, completely in sync, working gracefully and elegantly together. Great work, team!
Time's up! Contestants, please take your dishes to the back.
Huh. That guy was right. You really can't tell whose is whose just by looking at them.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10, only because there's something.
Huh? Really?
All right, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite, and already this aroma is a delight to the senses.
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau for the ages.
How exciting! I'm gonna. I think maybe.
Not just the sugar. It's...
It appears
And Paimon,
Something's not right.
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau had.
What? It's. Savannah?
No! That's
hey, Savannah, you cheated, didn't you? You cheater! What did you do? Oh, you.
Well, someone's a sore loser. These cakes went from the oven to the judge's table without me ever laying a finger on them. It was Vanishem's staff who labeled them in the kitchen. If you're looking to accuse someone, why don't you start with them? Isn't it more likely that Escoffier's lost her edge?
You judges, we demand a rematch.
That's enough! What's done is done. As head chef, or rather as team lead, I take Savannah.
I don't know what you're...
If you want the codex to bore that,
Scoffier, no!
but you must promise me that you'll apologize.
It's a little late to be negotiating.
Look, Savannah, you may, but only on the condition that
Fine. So, will that be all? Ex-head
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss. Just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know.
I know what I'm doing.
All right, fine. I'm glad to.
Escoffier?
The Codex de Boer! Finally.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah! The Codex is a souvenir of your time here! Doesn't that mean anything to you?
It's all right. Besides, it's not all bad. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the.
No.
Huh?
That's it? No secrets. No nothing? I don't believe it. This can't be happening.
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Savannah?
It's nothing life-threatening.
Oh, I knew.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the rest.
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and she'll hide herself away.
Why?
Our best guess is.
And there it is.
Even so, that's no excuse for.
Yeah, and it's definitely no excuse for cheating it.
Huh, about that.
Leone and Algalia were.
Not to worry.
Well, how is it?
Oh, this is aggravated assault.
Is it really that bad?
Oh, relax. This isn't. The offending flavors are coming from. Or in other words, we have a traitor in.
I'm sorry. I was forced. It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Calm down, Monica. I've already accepted defeat. Whatever's going on with you.
I...
Food safety. Wait, you...
I think so, but I swear I didn't do it on purpose. But the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as leverage to
This is crazy!
I know, it's terrible. I'm so... I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously? Firstly, it's not so you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or...
You mean...
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take responsibility. You should tell Vanisham to mark...
Understood.
Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the
I have my suspicions.
What happened to me?
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier...
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest too, but the difference was so small. I'm sure no one would...
Still, as head chef, so many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night, determined to match Escoffier.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Never really gave it much thought, though.
Thinking back on it now, it's clear that Savannah's been in a downward spiral ever since Escoffier left.
She wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's shoes. That's gotta be the reason. But after countless setbacks, and at some point along the way...
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on... Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine.
Oh, for goodness sake. What a stupid idea.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex, only to discover that the secret recipes she's been pining for don't exist at all. Seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock to the system.
There's still one thing. She might not be on the same...
You'd think so, but geniuses like a
New head chef, you say?
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without Escoffier at the helm?
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the... Hey, did you hear me? Once I'm...
All this time, I've been...
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but I don't think she's ready to speak to anyone yet. Let's give her the day to calm down. I'm sure you'll have the chance to talk everything out tomorrow.
In that case, I'll go and update for Ma and his family. I wonder what he'll make of all this.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
That was a long day.
Oh, nice! Macarons? Or are you gonna switch it up this time?
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose? Every year, they migrate long distances in search of a... Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore the ideas, but what those poets don't know is that during a migration, the lead goose is always changing. Once the lead goose shows signs of... So, the truth is that leadership, with I guess what I'm cooking is a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, Of course, some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people are just born bolder or more conscientious. I'd have no reason to expect. And come to my. Thank you. Genius?
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Vanigem isn't for a while. Check on her? Why? What happened? Oh no. Escoffier, are you alright?
I'm fine. Just need to get some more coffee in me. Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all? All right. Thanks. I appreciate.
Well, there's cooking facilities here.
Coffee. Strong, bitter. I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it. But make sure to catch up on your... Wait, what investigation? What do you...
I'll save it for whenever. Yeah.
Escoffier, have you seen Savannah?
Huh? No.
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little only to find an... I left Alphonse, and if she's not here...
Boss,
Alphonse? You're supposed to...
we were, but then...
Oh.
Wait a second. Of course, from the yeah, but...
The Codex de...
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the...
Ugh, idiot.
Hold on.
It was you. You let the Lumaline through. It sounds like a threat.
Retrieve so the cooking
She...
this is also... First, we thought that Savannah...
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put two and two together as soon as I read your threat letter. The food safety incident. The demand for a cooking contest. Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your great...
We should be getting close to the spot marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea of an adventure chef finding secret ingredients makes a whole lot more sense.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place. A public bath from the time of Remoria. So yeah, definitely the kind of place that would have served food and drinks.
Huh? Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? How did they get here? Aw, they ran off!
That could be easier said than done. Something's
We prepared a banquet for our
We have to see. This is why you should always bring snacks.
There is no time for that.
A little amuse-bouche! Sha! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Blubber beasts or not, are we sure this stuff is edible?
Trust me, they'll love it.
Oh, good question.
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them.
Wow, it's really singing! It must taste better than Paimon thought!
The tracks turned back again. So...
give me your water.
Here.
I said your water, the one you just drank out of?
Sure.
All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally paying off. Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden, but I also get to boss you around like my little lapdog. Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any more blast tunneling, I want to know where to lay the explosives. Did you not hear me? Get going.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear, if I'd known what you were planning, I'd never have...
Ha! Don't be so self-righteous. Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. That's why you lapped up everything I told you. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way her reputation hung over you. So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain, that she deliberately hid her secret recipes from you just to hold you back. It was the only excuse you needed to justify getting back at her. First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and my ancestor. He offered Modestus, he promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I even found this place. You have no idea the countless hours I spent piecing it all together. So you see, you're no better than Savelli. If you can't beat him, betray him, right?
I am no Savelli, nor will I ever be.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you finally realize that Escoffier never kept any secrets from you? You didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the cooking contest. Why start now? You have no...
You're right.
Ooh, feisty. But you should watch your tone. Talking to me like that could get you in big trouble.
I somehow doubt that.
What?
Ever since I learned the truth, I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now this is payback!
But you drank it too.
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica!
You. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no point.
No.
Revenge is a dish best served. You're a lousy chef, and you make a lousy villain too.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now...
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You gotta... You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me.
Stop right there!
Let her go, Monica! We've got you surrounded!
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little...
You can't!
Stay back if you want her alive! Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat.
Monica, what are you hoping to achieve by this?
A recipe! You chefs are all blinded by your myopic focus on... Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius. The je ne sais quoi factor in his gâteau de bourg.
Are you serious? You're here because of a
I couldn't care less about the cake itself. He and Savelli were fools. We're talking about a powerful stim... That's right. I've done my research.
Will you listen to yourself?
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this...
couldn't get any crazier. She's look.
Uh-oh. Savannah's gone too.
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because she...
That's true. Even if she finds the treasure, she'll need...
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route. The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere. By the explosion just now. All right, nice goes 101. Time for some rough chopping. Incinerate! Up to the freezer.
Think you can get away? Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Another door? Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests. the texture of Rome maritime flowers. And inspired melange. Ja. Ja. Ha. Off to the freezer.
There is no escape.
Strike a pose. I never knew you could process Lumitwol like that. All right, I've got to jot this down. Lumitwols and maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
That's strange. These don't look Romorian to me. More like last century fun.
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh? Oh, Modeste and Savelli, do you think they camped here?
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They adventured together, but maybe, you really think so?
Trust our adventurers' instincts. We're pros at this stuff, just like you're a pro in the kitchen. Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's death... Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her rummaging skills!
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes when I'm cooking as well, but I thought that...
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's been years since I've last visited these rooms. It's exactly the way I sadly, the treasure of Remor, our limited stock of this. He was praised as a Modeste tried his best. Our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own. Why invite further I told myself that maybe one day, when I finally created a masterpiece of my own, I'd be able to face him without or maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind me. Unfortunately, that day will never come.
So it was Savelli.
I always thought it was just a legend.
In that case, what does that say about the...
The taste of Gâteau de Bourg has changed. Modeste was convinced of this, even though everyone swore they couldn't tell. Being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest flaw in his work. He stopped all sales of the product, locked himself away in the kitchen, and worked day and night, vowing to find out where he had gone wrong. But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, he found he only strayed further and further from the original taste. It was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness that the truth finally dawned on him. What had changed was not the gâteau, but his scent. The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included. and invigorates the spirit. In hindsight, over the course of his many culinary experiments, the finest culinary talent of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything, ever. And because we had become estranged, I cannot be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort. Yet despite everything,
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something. It really was a kind of drug.
So, Modeste chose to end his own life. Then, also, neither the Codex nor any other contemporary records make any mention of the treasure of
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. Did he hope I would gain some personal... But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall from grace would be swift and merciless. 1 minute a genius, the next a joke. It would surely spell the end for his restaurant, too. What would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the history books. I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to it may lead his family. I would rather the world believe that the final loose end is the evidence here, at the bottom of the sea.
Huh? What's wrong?
So we thought, but if...
The treasure of Remoria. I have found you at last. Savella, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. Some fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have held on to them for generations. But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving the Codex, and with it the last piece of the puzzle, I may never have found this place. But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp. The treasure of Remoria is mine! Oh. It's empty. It's empty?
Monica? Oh, we were seconds too late.
Escoffier? What's the deal with that jar?
Savelli's final act! He wanted to conceal the secret of the treasure forevermore and make sure it would never harm anyone again. So he came here after his friend's death and destroyed every last shred that remained.
This can't be happening. All the years I spent piecing together the truth. All my painstaking planning. All that for an empty jar?
Monica, don't do anything stupid. This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Praise be to Lord, you barbarian.
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else. Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems out!
Rev the engines! Incinerate!
Why is this place still shaking? Either way, it's all her fault. Enough chit-chat. Let's get out of here.
Okay, I'm coming. Huh?
Oh, no you don't. If I can't get what I want, neither will any of you. I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it.
You're a psycho!
Savannah? When did you...
Wake up. I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Traveler? Okay, let's go!
Escoffier! Savannah!
Venejem!
What did you expect us to do?
We had to do something.
It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Come back, Escoffier. Come and be—
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head at the time. All I could—
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job. If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
Escoffier's right. Sure, you nitpick our work and get us to do things.
Things were pretty rough.
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. At the end of the day, we're all human. And
No, I get what you're saying, but what I did to Firmont and to Escoffier, it's unforgivable.
Well, about that, there's someone else here to see you, Chef.
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Firmont? I'm so sorry, but I'm too late.
Actually, I think I'm going to be
Huh?
we thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature. But after the threat letter came to light, it got Firmin thinking. And then, and as it turns out, she—
No way!
It can. High doses pose a risk of serious nerve. A small dose might simply make a person more emotional, whether that mean more fragile or more hot-tempered.
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risk— well, that's what happens when you give someone a little bit of hope to cling on to.
There's more. We believe that Firmin was—
You mean—
Oh, so that's why Savannah—
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumiline. That stuff can only amplify what's already there. So so you better make sure you reflect on your—
I will. I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Why is it just— I mean—
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken, you silly goose.
What?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. All the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem, which confused me at the time, but I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course—
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was going wrong. It all comes back to one simple,
Oh, cut it out! Stop the woe is me act! Do you know how long I spent perfecting my Gâteau de Bois? 3 years! 3 whole years! And you've been head chef now for what? 6 months? You clearly have no idea how many kitchen failures I've— Genius or not, everyone, you're only allowed— Surely you haven't forgotten all that?
That's our head chef.
Ha! Sounds like we won't need another changing of—
what a perfect ending to a crazy journey.
So you got your mojo back?
Yeah.
Friends again!
Good. So now that's out of the way. It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
But that was mostly—
Right. And also, does it have to be right now, Savannah?
no excuses. So grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is
Hey! So,
The second cooking contest commences now!
This time, no more games, and no holding back!
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like. So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
the results are in! A landslide victory for Escoffier!
Quite rightly, too. Piece of cake.
Oh yeah, look at that!
Now, where were we? I thought Navia would have... I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course. But the other was that the Hotel de Bois had reached a point, so I decided to step down and look for new
Improve
Well, a while back, I got to know a fellow chef from Liyue. She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime yuca. There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored. Case in point, remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins? I used them in the cooking contest just now. Did you taste the difference?
What? Paimon didn't notice at all!
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the rest, and the other half...
Uh-oh. Paimon said...
Don't... In the meantime...
Alright!
Oh, of course. I've already...
Surely Monica... She practically dedicated her life...
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, I think I may have figured out the truth. The so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians extracted from Lumitoiles.
Huh? So...
Don't forget, it was a very different era. We could barely even refine sugar back then. And as for the Lumiline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times, even if Sibeli hadn't destroyed it all.
So after all that, there was nothing strange to say about Paimon.
Hey! Huh? You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out. Did you see anything like experts say it?
Wait! Isn't that...
If only it was still...